All right. So, to anyone who's watching now or once we post this as a video on demand, I'm Mike. This is Mike Golfs Oregon. What I'm doing is I'm doing live conversations with folks who run the channels that I enjoy watching, folks who create content in golf space that I enjoy and that we've interacted. And now it's a chance to talk one on one, face to face, in the flesh, not really in the flesh, in the digital flesh, and interact with each other. Tonight, I'm very excited to have not only a fellow Oregonian, but someone who also lives in the best part of Oregon, the Willamette Valley. I didn't even ask where you live. You don't have to say, it's the internet. But someone who lives probably within 30, 35 minutes of my house in the Willamette Valley. More importantly, he is a fellow lefty golfer, which makes him really cool to begin with. Please welcome Sydney Ray, Sydney Ray Golf. Sid, how are you doing tonight?
Good. I'm Sydney from Sydney Ray Golf, like you said. Um, one of us putts the wrong way, though.
Yeah, you do. You really, really do.
Yeah, I
You
do.
should, you should really work on that. You should
Yeah.
really work on that. In case you've never watched one of my videos, yes, I golf left-handed. Yes, I also still putt right-handed. Um, I'll explain that on Thursday when I do another live stream and I do a what's in the bag. So
Okay.
yeah, so
Looking
it'll
forward to that.
it'll kind of explain maybe why it looks so funny that I'm golfing left-handed and putting right-handed. So Sydney, let's start with first of all, it's so cool to have you here. I've been watching your videos for a long time. Actually, probably I went back. You may have seen a bunch of videos being watched last night. That was me going back through some of the older videos and trying to refresh my memory on where you got started. But before we talk about the YouTube stuff, tell me sort of your story. How did you get involved in golf? When did you start golfing? Sort of walk me through that.
Um, so when I was a kid, I didn't golf, but I remember a golf club in my grandfather and my dad's hands. So, and I don't know what kind of level they played at, but I remember them playing golf. And then back in, I don't know, it was high school age, probably 16, 15, 16. I started playing at a little golf course out in Arcadia in Southern California,
Uh huh.
and it was just a par three. I'd play with my buddy Manny, and we played maybe once a month for like a year, and then it kind of always stuck in my head from that point on. But I didn't really play until I was like, in my 30s after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, pretty much just the memories of my grandpa and my dad with golf clubs. I'm not exactly sure what they were doing, but yeah.
Did you ride around the car? Did you go out on the course with them at all, or
No,
just
I
you
never
never
went on
just
the course. Never seen them. Never actually seen them play.
yeah?
But I
Did
know
you
there was golf clubs around.
So did you buy when so when in high school when you decided to start playing with Manny in Arcadia, um, did you buy clubs? You use your dad's old clubs, your grandpa's old clubs, kind of
I used my grandpa's old clubs because my grandpa was left-handed as well. And it was like the wooden drivers, the wooden woods,
yeah,
the real woods, basically.
persimmons.
Um,
Yeah,
I think the iron set was like I think it was called Bear or something. So it was like a sports chalet cheap set. Probably a $200 set.
you know what? I bet those were Jack Nicklaus.
That
He had
they
all
might have
this
been. Yeah,
his golden bear irons.
yeah, but yeah,
Did you
Golden Bear.
did you always golf left-handed?
Yes.
Okay, so you've never even tried right-handed.
I can hit right-handed shots.
Yeah,
I'm somewhat ambidextrous, like so. It's kind of in a weird way. Like I write right-handed. I eat right-handed. If I play tennis or racquetball or whatever, it's all right-handed. A lot of
yeah.
right-handed stuff, but when it comes to swinging a stick, like baseball, golf, left-handed. Bowling,
All right.
left-handed.
So here's I have to give you the rundown. Golf left-handed, putt right-handed. Um, I write left-handed, eat left-handed. I swing a baseball bat right-handed. I throw right-handed, although I can throw better left-handed than most righties can. Racket sports, I'm truly ambidextrous. Ping pong, truly ambidextrous. All growing up, had to try everything with both hand, one way or the other. Had to try it both ways to figure out which way worked. And I started out golf as a right-hander. That's why I asked the
Huh.
question: did you always golf left-handed? Kind of fortunate that you just got to start that way. I fought and fought and fought trying to golf right-handed, being a left-handed individual, and it was super super tough,
That's
super tough.
yeah. It's weird how I think a lot of left-handers have that kind of same issue or that same kind of connection. We all do things with both hands.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you don't see a lot of right-handers that um do something left-handed.
Right. Right. I think
It's either
you're
one.
I think you're right. I think you're right. So, okay, so as a kid, you saw your dad with the clubs. Then in high school, you know, you kind of dabbled a little bit in the par three, and then you said, okay, I didn't really start till my. You said your 30s.
Yeah.
So what happened then? Kind of what led you back to golf? Where did this come from?
Um well, I mean, as a kid, I always played, baseball, basketball, and stuff, team type sports, but I couldn't really get into team sports because I'm ultra competitive. And when my teammates didn't play well, I couldn't handle it. And it just like it was just a fault in my demeanor. I would get upset, like, why aren't you trying as hard as I am, type of thing. When they probably are, maybe there was like skill gap or something, but um, so I started getting into like individual type sports, BMX. I raced BMX. I raced motocross and downhill mountain biking. I raced motocross from 12 years old to 35.
Was this all in California?
Yeah, and then I raced a little bit when we moved out here. We moved out here 2017.
Okay, okay. That was
And
a question I
yeah,
was going to ask: is when did you come up here?
yeah. As I got older, the body starts to fall apart. Fall apart. I don't bounce off the ground like I used to. So I was like, I need to get a different hobby.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I had been wanting to golf for years. I just didn't get around to it. And then finally, I went out and bought a. Where did I buy a set of clubs? I think it was Dick's Sporting Goods. Just a cheap set. I don't even remember what they were. I still have them actually, but I don't even know what they're called.
I think I watched
Um,
a video where you compared them with your M2s.
yeah, and I've
Wave,
moved on from the M2s to
wave. It was wave something, something
Wave.
wave,
Yeah,
wave,
yeah.
wave
Just
something.
they're impossible to hit too.
Yeah,
Now that I've gone back and played with them, they're so hard to hit. It's ridiculous. There's no help, and the shafts are all whippy and
yeah,
but yeah, I just wanted to pick up a new hobby and golf seemed like a good fit because I couldn't really get hurt. Um, your back ends up hurting,
yeah,
but that's about it.
yeah, yeah. So this
Um,
was this in California?
this is here.
This is here. Okay.
Yeah.
And so where did you sort of start playing or hit the range, or where did you go first?
Cross Creek.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So for people that
Um,
don't know, that's Cross Creek's an awesome course.
it's
It's not
one
the
of the
middle of
most.
nowhere, but it's sort of removed from everything.
Yeah, it's. I mean, they say it's like the top 10 most scenic course in Oregon, but I mean, it is. It's a
It's a beautiful
beautiful
course.
backdrop. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's besides like two or three holes, you're away from the highway, so it's pretty quiet. It's a nice course, and really nice owners, and yeah,
Yeah.
it's just one of my favorite places. I don't ever play well there,
Mhm.
and I think because I expect too much out of myself because I've played it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But
I think
yeah,
I've
it's
had
just one of those things.
one decent round there.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I will tell
usually.
you, I played so that course, I played it when the year it opened. I played it, and it was just the 9 holes. It was just the front nine, and I played it that way until so I moved to California in 2003 for law school. And the last day, the last round I had up here, I played out there, and I happened to get paired randomly with the Polk County DA, and it
Hmm,
was actually it's pretty cool to like I was moving to California like in 2 days to go to law
yeah.
school, and so and I played that front nine, and then by the time I came back, they had built the back, and the back
Oh, okay.
is really fun. So
What
that's a really
what
fun
was
course.
that gap? When did they actually build it?
Well, I was in California from 2003 to 2010, so somewhere in that time frame. Somewhere in that time frame. Because I remember
Huh.
coming back up after it had been built. But I could have it all wrong. I'm old. I have like, early onset dementia, Alzheimer, all that stuff, and I can't remember, but it
Yeah.
seems like that. Do you have what's your least favorite hole out there?
Least favorite hole, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10
We
is
talk about
out
we talk about
elevated.
10 in the office.
Yeah, elevated tee box, water on the right, out of bounds on the left. The camera's so narrow. I'm like, okay, water on
Yeah.
the right, out of bounds on the left. It feels about that wide.
Well, because and then the fairway chokes down, right? It chokes
Yeah,
down
so
a
if you
three
hit
wood.
it a little bit left and you like a longer hitter, you run out of fairway. Three wood, you can end if you don't hit it long enough, you're in the water. It's just a tough hole. It's a
Yeah.
par four. It's hard to score on.
It's very hard to score. I
Yeah.
just play it as a 5.
That's what we do too.
I
Yeah.
just play it as a 5. Do you have a favorite hole out there?
Um, I like the first hole.
Yeah.
I like elevated tee
The
boxes.
elevated tee box is pretty fun, and it's wide
Yeah.
open. It's wide open elevated tee box, and it's always like, I'm gonna let it rip because it's my first swing, and I probably won't hit the creek.
Right, you won't hit the creek, and then you probably won't hit it out of bounds unless you go real wild,
Yeah,
which I
unless
have
something.
done there.
Who
Yeah,
hasn't? Who hasn't?
yeah.
Who hasn't done that? Who hasn't done that? So that's pretty cool. Where else do you play?
I man, I kinda play everywhere right now. I kinda fall around the, amateur player tour.
Okay.
So we're playing, like, all the Portland courses, I can't even name them right now, but, Stone Creek, Heron Lakes,
Yeah.
OGA, of course, Salem Golf Club,
Yep.
Cross Creek, Chehalem Glen. That's one of my favorite tracks, but the greens are horrible right now.
Oh, like I don't play much out of like north of maybe Woodburn. I've played OGA. I'm a member of Creekside, so I play Creekside all the time. And I
Yeah,
really haven't when you have that, it's like I have these reciprocals and several of the courses you name I have reciprocals at, but I don't get out to them the way I should. I should
right.
go to them. I actually just this morning re-upped my my handicap, my gin, whatever. And I did it through Northwest Golf Guys because
Okay.
I made this deal like I'm going to play in some tournaments next year. I want to play in some of their tournaments next year.
Yeah.
And they play at like a lot of those courses, Stone Creek and Chehalem Glen and OGA and all of those courses that you're naming there. They play at a lot of those, Pumpkin Ridge, and you can jump over to Bend and play over there as well. I've never done outside of like a men's league, which has a totally different vibe. I've
Mhm.
never and maybe like the odd scramble here and there. I've never done like an actual competitive, like playing my ball. Here we go, hitting cups, which is fine. I do that anyways, but hitting cups and count them up at the end and see how we do. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
It's a lot different. It's a different kind of pressure, especially at the first couple holes, but it's a good pressure. It forces you to play the course how you should be playing the course and not just letting it rip,
If you
because you
know
want
how.
to you don't want to get last. That's my thing. Is I don't want to
That's
be last place. I've won a couple this year,
nice.
which was pretty cool. One of them was at Heron Lakes Greenback, the
Okay.
Greenback course,
I,
and
I haven't played it.
I shot a 78 that day, but it was kind of a lucky 78 because I eagled the last hole. I'll tell you the story. I hit a horrible slice drive. I was playing really well. I knew I was gonna hit 80, and I sliced a drive out into the trees. Got to the ball, had a little gap, well, a pretty nice gap, all the way to the green through the trees. 176 yards. I hit a fat knuckleball 7 iron. It landed about it landed about 30 yards short and just rolled all the way up into the cup.
No pictures on the scorecard.
Nope. Yep.
No pictures on the scorecard. I had a similar, not in a competition. Um, I had an eagle on a par four, then second hole at Creekside, which is like a 90-degree dog leg. And from like 125 out, I jarred it. And I was the
Nice.
first one off at 7 in the morning. It was totally quiet. I was golfing by myself, nobody around, and it echoed. It was so loud, it echoed. And I looked around all the houses to see if anybody was like having coffee or whatever.
Anybody see that?
Did anybody see that? And there was nobody. And I'm like, oh, and I wasn't
Yeah.
recording. I didn't, so I was like, oh, but people saw it on the grant. I used the grant for my score and they saw it and they were like, dude, you got an eagle. Oh, tell me
Yeah.
about it. Blah, blah, blah. That's cool. So that's interesting. So the amateur players tour. So how is this your first year in that?
No, I've done it off and on for a few years now. My wife and I actually moved out to Idaho for a year, so we took well, Idaho and Tulsa, Oklahoma. I don't know how we ended up there, but we just tried something else.
As one does, as
The
one
grass
does.
is greener on the other side. You always think, and it's not. It's a lot more brown and frozen.
Yeah. Hmm. I've been through
but
there.
but yeah, I've off and on. I don't think I did much last year because I was so busy, but this year I made it a point to actually play in some tournaments and yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, that's neat. I've heard of the APT, but don't really know much about it, and actually, I've never talked to anybody until you now that is actually a member of it and plays in it. So that's pretty neat. I'm I'm excited. I want to play some competitive and just see, right? I
Yeah.
know, like, I think a lot of golfers have imposter syndrome, right? And I'm like, there's my handicap now is like a 12.3 or 12.3. It's like I don't feel like a 12.3.
Yeah.
I still feel like I'm a 18, on a good day. But I'm not, and so I want to go test that in a little bit of a more pressure situation than my usual weekend games with the wife and the brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Um,
You might find that you play a lot better.
I don't
Just
know.
it's just different. Yeah. I don't play that well. Like when I play a lot of scrambles with buddies.
Yeah,
I play like crap. I
yeah,
I I don't know what it is. You're swinging harder or something. You don't.
yep.
It doesn't. Each shot doesn't mean as much because you have backup. But I play well by myself in tournaments.
Yeah. I so for my work, we participate in a lot of like the fundraising scrambles around Salem for all the different charities and the nonprofits. And this year I limited myself to just three. And like previous years, I played like eight or nine of those over the summer. And I always play horrible for like 2 weeks afterwards because you just out there just it's like driver off of every hole and it's like going for it on every shot and it just
Yeah,
destroys anything you got going on.
I know.
So what do you think is what's the toughest part, that adjustment going into like a competitive round from like say going out and maybe not competitive but actually, you know, hitting cups with your friends, with your buddies?
Um, I think it's just. I think it depends on the type of person you are. Like it's golf is a weird sport where people can play it their whole lives and never actually compete. And so
Yeah,
if you're like a competitive person and it means something to you, that little extra pressure, it yeah, it's just a different type of game. It feels like, okay, I'm actually playing golf right now. Like I'm here for fun, but I'm not. I'm here because I want to compete and do well. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So it's just
yeah,
that transition. It feels harder, and but you end up or I end up playing better, but maybe it's just because I it means more to me.
yeah. I feel like I would put the pressure on myself to like it actually, even though in the like grand scheme of life, it doesn't mean any more than any other round I've played.
Yeah.
I would put pressure on myself, like this means something. My name's going on this leaderboard or whatever, right? And this is going to mean something to me. But I am excited about that. So, uh, what? So you talked about playing it at Cross Creek and some of the other courses. Like, what is sort of your top five courses you've played? You think in your life?
Um. Well, Bandon
Not
obviously I
not
love.
not just the nicest courses, but like your top 5 favorite golf
I
experiences
mean,
off those.
Bannon for me is probably number one, just because it is all the courses. I mean, I've played three of them,
Yeah.
but they're so far they've all just been epic.
Yep.
Like the fairways are different. Like it's like you're hitting off like a commercial carpet
Yep.
everywhere. It's
Yeah.
so tight and it's just different from what we have out here. We have fluffy lies
Yeah.
everywhere, and it's pretty easy to hit off our stuff out here, and for the most part, because the
So everything
balls
kind of sits up and
it sits up, yeah.
yeah.
Especially when you're doing scrambles,
Yeah.
you're like teeing your ball up on the on the
The,
top.
the crazy thing about band and turf is it plays like that even when it's soaking wet.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It
Yeah,
just it doesn't matter. It just plays firm. It just
yeah.
plays firm. So which three have you played there? You said you played three.
Trails was the recent one I played.
Love it.
Pacific and Bandon Dunes.
Yeah. Of the three,
Yeah,
which one did you like the most?
I thought Trails was the most unique.
Yeah.
But Pacific was my favorite just because you're on the ocean
Yeah.
and it's felt a little bit more wide open. At least when I played it, it felt wide open. Maybe I was hitting the ball straighter, but I found that Trails, because I didn't know the course very well, you thought you hit a good drive and you get over there and you're in like a waste area.
Yeah. I
So you kind of really had to know where you want to hit it.
I love trails. It's probably tied as one of my favorite course there, because it feels like you're in Oregon, but it's no version of Oregon you've ever been in before.
Right.
That's what I love about it, right? It's got the same trees. It's got the same big Douglas firs that like Salem has, right?
Mhm.
Salem's got all those big trees just like that. But there's just something like not Valley, not Central Oregon about it. So okay, so you said Bandon, and then I interrupted you. What are your sort of your other
I
top
think
five?
I think course wise, Langdon. is
Yeah.
really good. The only thing I don't like about Langdon is that you're really close to the 5 freeway, and
The
it's
rest
loud.
stop.
It's just loud the whole time.
Yeah.
I really like that, like, feel like I'm, like, out in the middle of nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
And
And
that's why
if it's not the freeway, it's the Aurora Airport, the runway taking off over the one
right.
end of the golf course.
But as far as the turf and the greens, it's really high quality, you know? But you pay for that. It's like I think the last time I played there was 140 bucks.
Yeah, I've never played my own ball there. I play
Mhm.
there once a year or twice a year for 2 different, association tournaments, scrambles. So I go there and I ruin my game by trying to kill it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is nice. It is nice. I love the 918 shared green. That huge horseshoe around the pond
Yeah.
is
I
pretty
like
cool.
I'm a sucker for fast greens. If the
Yeah.
course has fast greens, I love it.
Yep. I
Because,
love
like,
fast greens.
the beginning of my golfing adventure has been, like, at Cross Creek in Salem where the greens are really slow,
Mhm.
and then they're actually a lot harder to putt on. But you
Yep.
get on nice, true, fast greens, and you can putt really well, and
Yep.
it just feels so good to sink a putt from, like, just a night something that just crawls all the way to the hole and just keeps going, and it's just nice, you know?
That's how I would describe the greens at Creekside. They have put a lot of time and effort into them over the last year, and it's awesome. I love it, right? Because you're not guessing. You're not
Mhm.
guessing with that super furry, slow, fluffy,
Yeah.
wet Pacific Northwest green.
It's
They
not gonna
move.
do anything weird.
No, and they just put more sand on them this week, so we'll see how they go over the winter. But um,
Yeah.
how would you well, like, what's the strength of your game? How would you describe the way that you play? Like, are you a power player? You finesse? You a short game guy? You a mid iron
Uh,
guy? What's sort of your where do you make your bread and butter on the amateur players tour? uh, winner on the amateur players tour.
it's different every game. Yeah, it's never I don't know. I think my strength right now is course management and just kind of, um, playing with what I have for the day.
Being smart.
Yeah, because, I've been victim of my own self for a long time when I'm say if I'm hitting a bad shot and I'll just fight it the whole round and I can't figure it out until like the last couple holes. By then it's too late.
Yeah,
Now I'm just like, okay, I'm hitting a bad shot. Let's just aim the other way and use that bad shot how I should be using it,
right.
instead of fighting it the whole round. And that's probably been my main improvement.
Okay. Do you golf like mostly solo, or do you golf with other people, or kind of what's the
Lately it's been with I'm part of this like it's funny because it's like I'm pretty white, but I'm actually got in a big Latino group
yeah,
of golfers, and
yeah,
there's I don't know, there's probably 20 or 30 of them, and they invite me to all they do scrambles, and that's why I do a lot of
nice,
scrambles.
yeah.
But the problem is it's always money games, and I don't really like
I
to
was
bet.
gonna ask. I was gonna ask. Is it always money games?
It's always money.
It's always
Actually,
money games.
there's a new member, Antoine at Creekside.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've met him yet, but he came from the course down in Albany. Member down there,
Oh,
and he
Spring Hill.
Spring Hill, yeah, and he's got a group that they did money games stuff too, but I'm
I've
not huge
probably
on.
seen him. I've seen his name on the tee sheet, Antoine.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's like a 2 or 3 handicap,
Yeah.
and, but yeah, the gambling is tough for me. I come from my dad's a gambling addict, so it's
Yeah.
always been problematic for me, and, but and I don't ever win them, and I don't like losing money. So,
I I hate gambling.
yeah,
Whenever
I
anyone
hate it.
I just there's something about it. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
I actually I'm leaving Thursday. We're going out to, Crooked River Ranch.
yep.
Have you been out there?
I've been through that area. I've never stayed at Crooked River.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna be out there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And
Are you
there's a
gonna play?
yeah 2-day tournament, Saturday and Sunday, and then we're playing Tethrill on Thursday,
Nice.
which I've never played there, so I'm excited for
I
that.
haven't
And
either.
then
I haven't either.
yeah, so I'm excited for that. I don't fare well in like multi days of golf because I do have a bad back, so it starts to go on me pretty bad. But so
Yeah.
I got to swing a little easier and just try to take it easy.
Yeah. I'm almost 53, and I feel that comment.
Yeah.
Like, we did a staycation 1 week this summer. My wife and my golfing partner is my wife. She's like totally hooked on golf, which is
Oh,
fantastic.
that's nice.
Yeah, it's really it's actually really nice. She'll like, "I didn't call because I figured you were on the course." I'm like, "Oh, okay, thanks." Um, but we did a staycation, and I think we played like 4 or 5 days in a row, and yeah, I was dying. By the end,
Just
like,
cooked.
I'm usually like, "Let's keep going," and by the end, I'm like, "Ah, 9 holes is enough. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
Done with this." So, that's cool. Well, I kinda
You
wanna shift gears a little bit.
okay.
I want to talk about YouTube and about your channel. Obviously, that's why you're here. So let's start at the beginning. What sort of like push you over the edge to say, you know what, I'm gonna push record and then I'm gonna push post in public?
Um,
How did that come about?
First of all, I've always hated being on camera, and I'm incredibly camera shy, so I'll start with that. So it's more
Good
of like
call. Good call.
a
Going on YouTube.
yeah, it's more like it started out as like a challenge. I always like to challenge myself, but making film and if you watch some of my older videos, you'll see like they're a lot more cinematic
Yeah.
and like emotional,
Yep.
but nobody watches those ones. So so, I kind of went away from that direction. But yeah, I started watching YouTube golf with Rick Shields. Rick Shields was always my favorite creator. I was getting my golf tips from him, and I'm just thinking, why don't I just start a channel? I didn't realize it was such a huge thing. I didn't know there was like 500 channels.
Yeah.
Probably more, probably more. But yeah, it's just kind of a challenge and for fun.
Uh huh.
And I thought, of course, I always I had that thought in the back of my mind. So, oh, I'm gonna be a rich YouTuber someday. But that's just my dreamer side.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it would be a cool side gig though.
It could be. I approach it still as just a hobby. Like it's a hobby. That's why I don't have a regular posting schedule. That's why I just sort of like I just do it when I feel moved to do it.
Yeah.
Um, you started, so you talk about like being more cinematic, and they were like I told you. I went back and rewatched a bunch of the older videos last night. Um, you started with a different name, and you called it
Yeah.
culture golf. So
Culture golf.
what was sort of your like what was the thinking behind culture golf? What were you going where were you going with that? What were you trying to
The whole idea of the channel originally was to bring people in, kind of like what you're doing right now, and have like a podcast type of deal on the course. That's so if you look
yeah,
at some of my older videos, I'm
yeah.
bringing people in, which is
Wildwood, the
really fun.
Wildwood video, the Wildwood
Yeah,
video. Yeah,
I think that was my first guest on the channel,
yeah.
Mikey, and
That was the first time I'd ever heard of that course.
yeah, that's a beautiful course.
I
I've
want to
only
play
played
it.
there that's the only time I've played it, but it's a tricky course. I didn't play very good back then, so it's not as bad as I thought it was, or think it
Yeah,
is, but
yeah, yeah,
I still hear people that talk about they're like, yeah, it's hard. There's some really elevated greens.
yeah.
So you're hitting up onto greens, and that's always challenging. Yeah, just but the scenery there is epic.
So the idea was it was golf culture stuff, and it was bringing people together, and then sort of where did you go with that? I noticed. So if I could define or describe your early channel, I would say eclectic,
Hmm.
because there was like a little bit of everything.
Little skits
Um,
in there and stuff.
yeah, little skits,
Yeah,
little just like random stuff. And then you had like the one, obviously you hit one out of the park with click your
yeah.
click your push cart review. How did that t- take me through that experience, right? Because I know probably at that stage you're probably like all small YouTubers, right? It's just constant refresh on analytics and like how many views. Oh, I got 2 views last hour. Yeah, yeah.
I still do that.
I know.
Yeah.
I do
I
too.
open my YouTube studio, like, it's gotta be 20 times a day.
I delete it like once a month. I delete it, thinking this is just bad for me. This is bad for me, and then I add it back the next day.
Yeah,
Um,
luckily, it's
so what was the
it's
ride? What was the ride like though? When you watch a video blow up like that, that's not a short, right? Like shorts can do that, but it's a long form. It's not the longest video, but it's a long form review, and you see it just go. What happened? How'd that take us on the ride?
um, I mean, I don't know, nothing changed. I
Yeah,
mean, I got some subscribers out of it, but,
but as you watched that number, what was going through your head?
it just I think it just felt good that someone was watching it,
Yeah.
because I mean, those cinematic videos I did, those would take me days,
Yep.
like, days to record and edit, and I mean, days of work because for a professional editor, it probably wouldn't be days of work, but I literally would put days and days into these things, and I'd get like 40 views, and I'm just like, man, that doesn't feel worth it at all, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's kind of it's more of a passion project, you know.
There it is.
I'm doing it because I want to. Um, but yeah, you do want people to see it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, having that one take off like that, just knowing that it is possible to get videos to do that, and this wasn't when I made it, wasn't trying to go like make it go
Viral.
crazy. It was
Yeah.
just I was just making another video.
Yeah.
But yeah, it felt good. I mean, yeah,
You
it
were
always
under
feels
the
good when people watch
did
it.
did you have that pressure, like, you made it because you feel like, "Oh, oh crap, I haven't posted in a while, I better make a video. I'll
That's
do a
how all my
review.
videos
I'll do
are.
a review on some equipment that I have."
Yeah. And after that too, and still to this day, I think that's where I should take the channel because every time I do a product related video, which I've only done a few, they all pop way better than my other
Yeah,
stuff. But
yeah.
it's not something that I'm not passionate about. I want to just go play golf, you know?
That's why I don't make any of those. I I
Yeah.
I just we talked before we went live here, I have on Thursday, I'm gonna do a live what's in the bag, and I've had a channel for 4 or 5 years, and I've never done it because I don't I don't really watch live. I don't watch what's in the bag videos because it just I'm not a gear guy. I don't know. Are you a gear guy? I'm not a gear guy. I understand it. The physics are always super cool. I like that stuff, but I don't care about what the new this is or the new that is. I really don't.
Yeah.
And
I
so
would
yeah, since I don't watch it, I don't wanna make it, and it's kinda that way with, like,
right.
product reviews. I don't watch a lot of product reviews. The only time I watch it is if I specifically am like, "Hey, I'm shopping for this thing, and I'm gonna go watch some reviews." But I won't just sit there and watch review after review on clubs, and a lot of people do, and they get a lot of joy out of it. More power to them. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, the main thing is I didn't wanna just make videos because they're gonna get views. I wanna make something that I enjoy and it get views, and I'm
Yeah,
still trying to figure that out, how to make it interesting enough to get views, but I still wanna make the stuff I wanna make. It
yeah.
doesn't
I
really change. That's why you haven't seen any other product reviews out of me because it's just
it's not your
not really
thing.
what I don't wanna get stuck doing something I don't really have the passion for, you know?
Yeah, I always approach my anything that I'm making for YouTube, I make it for an audience of 1, and the 1 person is myself. And
Right.
I I just try to make videos that I enjoy watching. The kinds of not that I make the best version of the kinds of videos I enjoy watching, but I'm trying to make the kinds of videos that I enjoy watching. And maybe there's more people that like that, and maybe there's not. I don't care. I enjoy watching them. I enjoy
Yeah.
making them. The process is really, really fun. To me,
Yeah. I
the
think
process is fun.
that's kind of the way it seems like everything's going. Like there's specific channels that still have that niche where they're like doing reviews and instructional stuff.
Yeah,
But a lot of the big channels are they're just bringing people on now. And they're
yeah,
doing what I wanted to do 5 years ago,
yeah.
but I just didn't follow through with it. Um
And they've got the
but
following now that they're bringing like big names, right? They're
yeah,
pulling in
like
pros,
an
they're pulling
it's an
celebrities.
automatic draw. Just the name is a draw.
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's like they don't even have to the videos are still good, but they don't have to like worry about not bringing in viewers because they have that name.
yeah, yeah. At least they don't have to worry about it to the extent that we do. Now they probably have staffs and editors and everyone else that they're paying, so it is like,
Yeah.
"Ah, crap, this one didn't do this one only got 200,000 views. Oh no." Yeah,
Yeah.
that
We're
kind
gonna
of
have to
deal.
fire a couple people today.
Yeah, yeah. Fire editor number 5. I don't have those
Mhm.
kind of issues.
Yeah.
I don't know. So who are some of the other channels? What are the channels that you enjoy watching?
Um, Peter Finch. I mean, I like all the European channels a lot for some reason. I they
I
just
don't it must be a left-handed thing because I love Peter Finch.
they're they're uh they're calmer. Like the channel's a little bit more they're a little bit more like I would
Ma
not say zen, but like
mature.
mature. Yeah, and I like the goofballs. Like I love Bob Does Sports. I know you mentioned before you don't watch them that often,
Uh-uh.
but I like it all.
Yeah,
And I watched Good Good for a while, but that kind of wore off on me a little bit. Maybe I'm just getting older now, and I don't need sheer entertainment. I just want to like have a good vibe when I watch a video.
yeah.
What else do I watch? So Peter Finch, Good, Bob the Sports, Mr. Short Game. I love Mr. Short Game.
Okay, I've watched some of him, but I haven't watched his stuff in a long time. Doesn't he do mostly like sort of almost like meta stuff where he's YouTubing on YouTube, YouTubing about YouTube?
Yeah,
It seems like that's a lot of his stuff now.
he's got a podcast channel
Okay.
he's kind of talking about the sport and YouTube culture in general.
Okay.
Um, he does instructional. I believe he's a pro golfer.
A
A
golf pro.
teaching pro.
He's
Yeah. And then he used to do these really cool uh where he goes to like an expensive club, like that cost 300 grand to get in, and then they would bring him in, and he would use their whole facility. He'd play around, just give you an insider's look of that club, and those videos are really fun,
that's cool.
and they're still good watches. I mean, he
Yeah.
hasn't done one for probably a year now, but yeah. And then I watch Golf Sidekick a lot. Have you seen his channel?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
I so I really didn't watch like I've been a or had a YouTube account or start so being in the Bay Area from 2003 to 2010, like I had a Gmail account, in 2003 and you had to have an invite. Somebody sent you when you got your account, you got 10 invitations to send out to other people to have a Gmail account, right? And I remember YouTube starting and people at school talking about, hey, the new because everyone in San Francisco was always talking about tech, always talking about these new
Yeah.
companies, and so I knew about it right from the start, watched it right from the start, but had never really watched golf on it until COVID, and then I started. I it was George Bryan, it was Bryan Brothers, and I
Hmm.
watched George. George was like posting almost every day. He was out there at Aiken Golf Club, just himself and his lunch and his camera. And I was like, dude, this guy's. I have no clue who this guy is. I didn't know anything about his brother. Didn't know anything about any of the other stuff. Their college days or any of that kind of stuff. The trick shots. And I'm like, this guy's really good, and I really like just watching guys play golf. And so I found all these other guys that were posting the same kind of content.
Yeah.
That's kind of what pulled me into it. Um,
Yeah,
but
Brian Bros is a good channel. Like real wholesome, kind of
yeah,
funny. I like their back and forth bickering,
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of like giving each other a little bit of hell once in a while.
Yeah, yeah, and they're good golfers,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I watch probably way more small channels. I just love watching folks who are like golfing like I do, and they're just trying hard to put together a good, entertaining video. They don't, um, just of them golfing. Doesn't
Yeah.
even have to be entertaining. Just like a well put together video of someone out there just talk whether they're talking about their round or not. That's kind of what I really like about YouTube. I really enjoy watching that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I
So
don't think I ever watched a YouTube video until I started golfing. I don't think I was on YouTube at all until I started watching YouTube golf, basically.
yeah, yeah. And then it just sort of snowballs.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're worried that you haven't posted anything in a while. So you make a click gear push cart review.
Yeah. And I'm still like that. I mean, I own a business, so I'm just busy all the time.
Yeah,
And I don't always have time to film, and so but I desperately want to all the time, but I just can't seem to get to it.
yeah,
But this year I've been taking it a lot more serious, and I've been doing these little live streams, and just I have a lot of video ideas like on paper ready to go. I just got to get out there and do it.
yeah, yeah. Tell me about the live streaming. How'd you get started doing that? Because that just kind of seemed like kind of came out of nowhere. Suddenly I saw all these notices that you were going to live stream your putting practice. And
Yeah.
I think I watched like the first couple and I was chatting on a couple of them or whatever. And then I didn't watch them for a while. And then the next thing you know, I look at it and I'm like, well, damn, that one's got like, got like 18,000 views on that one.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I did one last night. Oh yeah, you jumped
Yeah,
on it
I
last
jumped
night.
on.
And
I wanted to make sure you went to bed on time.
there was like, yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of hurting from that one. Some of them I took a little bit too far. Like when I would get like on a putting streak, and I would just keep going because people were
Yeah.
like, just keep going. But yeah, so I started seeing. So I didn't realize that YouTube had a vertical live feed. So if you're scrolling through your shorts, the doom scrolling that we all do, um, a live will come up, and I didn't know that was a thing. And then So I started seeing these live videos, and I saw, I think it was, I don't know if, and this might sound really bad, but it's, I don't know if she's Japanese or Chinese or Korean, um, an Asian girl, um, just putting, pretty much doing what I'm doing.
Is it with the poop putter?
Yes, the poop
Yeah,
putter.
yeah. She's blown up. I don't know.
She got like
She's Korean.
40,000. Yeah,
Yeah, she's Korean and she subbed to my channel and commented on one of my videos one time. I'm like, who is this person? I
yeah.
clicked on. I'm like, whoa.
She's pretty friendly. She subbed to mine
Yeah,
too, and yeah.
yeah,
So I saw her doing that, and this was a while back. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try it. So I started doing it, and I think the first one I did got like 10,000 people came through the night, throughout the
yeah,
night. It was like I was doing them longer, like 2 hours.
yeah,
Um, but I'm like, holy crap! This is kind of, I don't know what it's gonna do for the channel, or it probably doesn't convert to long form videos, but it's another little section of my channel that I can look forward to and have some fun with.
yeah. I mean, and
Um,
your path to that first 1,000 subscribers, it just shot up, right? Because I think you're over 800 now, and you were at 300,
yeah,
400 like a
I
couple
was
months
at
ago.
300 for like a year.
But I mean, like just like 2 months ago, you were still there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then it just
Um,
is taken off, and the
people like,
hours still count.
yeah, yeah. So that's why. So like the stuff I've done some research on and stuff. They say I shouldn't really be putting them up for people to view because it's so opposite of what my videos are.
Uh huh.
But I'm trying to get, for them to count, they have to be public.
Yeah,
So I mean, whatever. It's gonna help get the channel to that monetized point, which doesn't really mean anything, but we all kind of want to get, subs and views, and but
yeah.
like I said, I don't think it's going to transfer over to actual views on my long form stuff, but just something else to do when I'm bored.
It's your competitive. It's your competitiveness. The thousand,
Yeah.
the thousand subs is your competitive.
Yeah, I
Taps
see
into
that,
that side of
this
you.
the stats on YouTube is like 99 or 98% of channels will never hit 1,000,
Yeah, it's
so
crazy.
that's kind of a challenge. And but this way it's going to come easy. Like last night I had 47 subs
That's wild.
just on one stream. I think it was like 220 hours or something like that
I don't
of
think I've
watch
had a
time.
month. I don't think I've had a month where I've had 40. Actually, I know I have. I don't think I've had a month where I've even come close to 47 subs. But I will tell you also, my approach is that this is my hobby.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not trying to make a business out of this. I don't think I've ever asked anybody to subscribe on any of my on any of my videos. Maybe I did. I think I might have one time, maybe once or twice. I've said something
Yeah.
about, well, you could subscribe for that shot or something like that, right? Um, but I was reading because I'm starting to get into the live streaming stuff here, and I actually really like this. I really like this format a lot,
It's
um,
fun.
and I've got a lineup of folks that are like, yeah, I'll do this. I'll jump on there with you. I got Dave from, do you ever watch 4 to 4 Golf or
Mhm.
Ron Chopper? So Dave, I've been following Dave since he was like at 1,000, and he's like, yeah, I'll jump on, I'll do it. And I'm like,
That's
okay.
cool.
And then I look and I'm like, oh crap, that's like a 15-hour time difference.
Oh,
Time
shoot.
difference. I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out a time that works for both of us. That's gonna be a tough one, but I'm gonna do it. And I'm trying to grab some guys from the UK and because I watch a lot of those guys as well. And people are like,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 I'll do it. But it's just a fun format, and I think it fits sort of my personality. And um, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. It's a hell of a lot easier than making a long form video.
God.
I don't like the constraint of vertical only when I'm going live with somebody. I'm trying to find a solution
Well,
that,
so on my phone, it gives me a horizontal option.
yeah,
I haven't used it, but from what I've read is that if you use the horizontal, you don't get shown on the shorts feed.
that could be. I didn't look at that part of it because I'm not targeting shorts for anything. My issue is that if you go horizontal and like the ones that I've done by myself, like I re-gripped my driver with my air compressor.
Yeah, I watched that
Just
one.
that was just for fun, just to see how this whole thing works. And it's easy. You go landscape mode and it's fine. But if I want to go live with someone and have a conversation with another creator about what they're doing and get to know them and all this kind of stuff, you can't do it in landscape. You've got to go vertical.
Huh.
So I want to go vertical. I've looked at a couple of other. This actually is a good one to throw out to the audience. I've looked at several like Prism, StreamYard, and all these different third-party apps and programs. I want one that will let me use my phone because I like the
Mhm.
convenience of streaming from my phone, but allow
Right.
me to stream from my phone in landscape format with another person, and the other person could join from laptop or mobile. I
Yeah.
haven't found that, and maybe it doesn't exist. I don't know.
Not even
If you
StreamYard, huh?
Yeah, if you know out there, and if I'm wrong, if StreamYard does do that, please correct me in the comments or whatever. Send me an email. I want to know because I really want to be able to do that. I really enjoy this format, right? Um,
Yeah.
so, what do you think? What do you get the most enjoyment out of? And I think I know the answer to this in doing YouTube.
Uh, Shoot, I don't know. Just I mean, my ultimate feeling that I get when I do it is I want to get people into golf and make somebody feel good.
Yeah.
And that's why I really like the live format too, because I get to actually talk to the people that are in the chat and just try to make their days better. And
Yep.
just enjoyable, Might be a little selfish of me, but yeah, it just feels good, just
Yeah.
to a lot of people go in there and they're like, I had a bad day, but I feel good now.
Yeah. It's
And
connection.
so
It's sort
yeah,
of
and
what you said you started the channel for in the first place. It just looks
right.
maybe it looks a little bit different than what you thought it was gonna look like. You thought it was gonna be you and somebody else one-on-one on a course, but it's you and 27,000 strangers
Yeah.
meeting at night in your I don't know if that's your basement, your living
It's the
room, or
living room,
wherever.
yeah.
You're meeting 27,000 strangers at night in your living room while you hit
Yeah.
putts and chase your cat.
Yeah, it's funny because, like, when you're doing stuff like this, especially when you start getting into, like, when there's 200 people there at a time, you'll get, like, random haters in there.
Yeah.
Just that's just kind of part of the game.
Yep.
But I need to make some chat rules because they'll start, like, fighting with each other. But, yeah, someone will say something mean to me, it happens every time, but I don't care. I just go, "Oh, it's alright. He could let him say what he wants to say. I'm getting engagement out of him," you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But then somebody will defend me, and then, like, they just start going at it, It's
I would just tell
kinda funny.
myself that those are like 12-year-old kids. Those are 12-year-old
Right,
boys. 12-year-old boys that are somehow on YouTube
and
making
they
these
probably
comments.
are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to like maybe a more nuts and bolts question about your YouTube channel. So what do you use? What's sort of your walk me through your equipment setup? Like what are you shooting on? How do you set up on the course? Using a tripod, using a push cart? What's the setup? What's the
Right
setup that you're using?
right now, it's just, I have I was using a full-on gimbal with my phone at one point when I was doing the cinematic stuff, but once I realized that nobody actually gets to the cinematic stuff on my videos, I just went back to a tripod setup.
Yeah.
Just a basic tripod. It goes up to like 5 feet or whatever. I'm using an iPhone 16 Pro Max right now.
Okay.
I have been looking at cameras. I've been thinking about maybe stepping up to like a real camera, and then using the phone for shot tracers and stuff. Just set it up behind me for all my shot tracer stuff.
Yeah.
Because I notice a lot of videos that I watch, they'll have like um, a front end view of the swing, and then they swing, and then they go to the shot tracer. So I want to be able to do stuff like that, just a little bit more depth to the video.
Yeah.
Um,
I've
but
been
yeah,
thinking
right
about
now
doing
it's
some of that stuff too, but then I'm like, that's a lot of running around and setting multiple things up. And when you're playing by yourself and doing all of it by yourself, it's a lot. It's a
well,
lot.
I have an idea.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. What's
My
your idea?
my wife,
Yeah.
my wife is not working,
There you go.
so I'm hoping she's interested in it. Is maybe being my little cameraman,
Yeah.
camera woman. So I'm hoping that she can bring a different vibe to the filming. She has no experience, but it's not that hard,
No.
and she
No.
can learn. And I was like, why don't you watch some videos and see how kind of the bigger channels are filming things, and maybe we can make something a little bit more dynamic, not just the camera sitting behind me, which is
Yeah.
fine. Like Golf Sidekick, he that's all he does,
He's still
and
doing that one man
hi-
show.
his channel is like the biggest golf, the largest growing is percentage wise right now in golf YouTube. So I mean, it
Yeah.
obviously works, but I just want to be a little bit more dynamic if possible.
Yeah. So you said 16 Pro Max. I'm on a 16 Pro. I love it. It's great. Um, 16 Pro Max on a tripod, like like a full size tripod, I guess. Microphones using external mics. What are you
Yeah,
using?
I got the DJI, this little guy.
Yeah.
I think it's the Mic 2,
Okay. Yeah,
and
I have one of those, and then I got some like health account savings money or whatever, or no, wellness. So, like the company, you do enough wellness stuff, tell them you've walked this many steps, then eventually you get money. And I bought these
yeah,
little the mic minis, and I really like the mic minis because they're just small and discreet,
yeah.
and they work pretty well. But okay, so DJI mic, um, and then what's your process once you've stepped off the course, you've got all the footage. Walk me through. What are you using for editing? Sort of what's your process?
It depends on how much work I wanna put into it.
Always.
If I really wanna get into the editing, I'll load one of the things I hate about using the phone is loading it into the computer,
Yeah.
because it's just not as straightforward as, like, plugging a SIM, like a card in. Like, if you have your memory card in the camera, you just plug it into your laptop and the files come up, but the phone, you have to go through, like, this. I don't know if you've experienced that. Maybe I'm just doing things wrong.
I'll give you a tip. So I have a 1 terabyte external drive, right? And the iPhone 16 Pro and Max is mini USB,
Mm.
and you can go phone straight to the terabyte and dump everything into a file on the terabyte drive, and it
Mm, and
it
you
goes
can
pretty.
select actual individual files?
Yep. You go
Oh,
into
nice.
your photos, select everything that you want to slide over, and then you can, from the phone, you can actually create a file on your external drive, dump everything in there, and then I just plug the external drive straight because I keep everything caged in the external drive so I don't overload. I'm working off of an old Mac, and that way you work everything is worked off of the external drive, and it's super easy, super
Huh,
easy. I used to do
yeah.
like I used to airdrop, and you could only do like 5 video clips at a time because they were so big, and um,
Yeah. Yeah, right now I have to plug it in. It goes through all the files that are in my phone, not just the video files I want, so
oh
I can't select, so it has to go
yeah,
through everything, and I'm talking a few minutes. I'm just that impatient where I can't even wait that few minutes to get the files in the computer. But yeah, plug it in the computer. I gotta go through that whole system, taking all the photos out of there. Then I go and select, and then those have to be downloaded in. It takes it just an extra 10 minutes I don't like, you
yeah,
know.
yeah. Well, I'm
But
not saying
then
it's like super fast, but it is bulletproof and super easy. And it's,
yeah,
I mean, you just pull up your photos on your iPhone, and like if you're going to select a lot of photos, you just do this and it selects all of them, and then you hit send and it dumps them in there. Oh, we
yeah.
got a question from Sudden Justice, wants to know, where do you golf in Oregon?
What's up, Sudden Justice?
Good to have you, Sudden Justice. Sounds a little scary, but I'm okay with Sudden
Yeah.
Justice.
Myself, I mean, I'm in the Salem area, Cross Creek Golf Course, Salem Golf Club, OGA and Woodburn. What about you, Mike?
Yep. So Sudden Justice, I'm a member out at Creekside in South Salem, also in Salem area. So I golf out there. Before that, it was a lot of golf at Salem, and then my wife is my golfing partner, and she got started in 2020, and we golfed. Her and I, her brother and his wife got into golf as well, and so we started them out golfing at Meadowlawn, and we golfed at Meadowlawn a ton. So, but I've played a ton at Cross Creek. I've played a ton at Sandy Am. I've played a ton at Oak Knoll when it was actually playable. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I've hit all of them. Actually, I play a lot out of Dallas, the little 9 holer. My best friend from high school got into golf like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and he lives out there. And so we get together about every 2 weeks or so. We play either here or out there. I love going out there. It's fun, but that's where
I've
we play.
I've played there once, Dallas.
Oh, it's fun.
It's a good little course.
I take 4 clubs.
Really.
I just randomly, I last time I took a hybrid. Let's see what I take. I took a hybrid, a three hybrid, um, an 8 iron, a 56 degree, and my putter. And it's a
Nice.
blast. It's just a blast. It's so much fun. And
Yeah.
I like to like even take fewer clubs next time, probably just to challenge myself because it's so much fun to do it that way. Um, okay,
Have you?
so yeah, well, sorry, go ahead.
So I just wanted to ask, what level is your wife at? How does she play?
She has beat me twice gross score uh, in the last month. Now, I played really bad to do that, and she played really great, but she is consistently now right at or just under 100. She's hit 94. I think she hit 94 last weekend. Um, Playing from the forward tees, it's pretty amazing.
It's getting
Um,
scary.
yeah, her brother and I laugh all the time because she's beat him more than she's beat me,
Oh man.
and they love they're hype like you talk about competitive, hyper competitive, and so they talk trash, and it is so much fun to golf with them because like there's no gimmies. Like people that come and golf with us, they are shocked when they're literally 3 inches from the hole, and my wife's like, "That's not no, you have to putt that."
Yeah. I like
And
that though.
yeah, I do too because it never fails when those kind of guys come and golf with us because we golf as a threesome, so there's always an open spot. It never fails. They'll have a 3 footer and they'll be like going to pick it up and Sonia or her my wife's name is Sonia, her or her brother will say, "That's not a gimme. We put him in." "Oh, that's
Yeah.
a gimme, that's a gimme," and then they miss it. It's
I
like,
think
yeah, yeah.
my golden rule when I'm playing with people is if you're asking me for that gimme, you're worried
I'm making
about not making it. Yeah.
yeah, I'm making you putt it.
Yeah.
I'm making you putt it. Yeah, so we play cups all the time. There's this it's that's just the rule. That's we play cups. So
Yeah.
but back to where we were talking. So okay, you got all the stuff in there. What are you using to edit your software?
Da Vinci.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So
What
I
is it? Black
recently, huh?
that's a it's not Black Magic Da Vinci. I
Yeah.
use it too. I can't remember the name of it.
I think it is what is that? Black Magic or something like that. I recently updated it and put the newest version in and my laptop won't run it.
I have the same issue.
So I went back to the 18, I think it was 18.0 or something like that.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm on
use that
18.
when I want to get into more, especially if I'm having like audio issues, because you can go in there and you can really control your audio
Yeah,
and make it sound nice. Because I think audio is probably more important than your video,
it is.
especially for like little guys like us, because if you can't hear what we're saying or you can't hear anything, it just our video is not that great. So we need to
Yeah.
have better audio. you
Yeah.
know.
I've had people ask me like, oh, what should I do? And I tell them camera doesn't really matter. I mean, if you can get to 1080, that's great. If you can go to 4K, even better. But what really matters is get a quality microphone. Spend your money on that first, more than
Right.
anything else.
Yeah.
Um, that's it. And I see Chance. Have I ever considered traveling for golf? Of course, Chance. If I could travel by submarine, I know who Chance is. If I could travel by submarine, it would be super cool. Could you hook me up with that, Chance?
Submarine. Is he in the
Chan-
Navy?
Chance is in the Navy.
Nice. Yeah.
I've officially adopted the boys of the what is it, the USS Colorado,
Oh, nice.
Virginia class nuclear attack sub based out of Waikiki. How you doing, boys?
Thank you for your service. My
Yeah,
wife's
yeah.
a Navy vet.
So Chance, I'm interested in traveling for golf. I'm interested in just travel for travel. But if you can lump golf in with it, just all the better, right? Two of my favorite things, travel and golf. So, have you traveled for golf at all?
Just, I mean, I've played golf in
Tulsa?
different. Yeah, I mean, yeah, not because I really wanted to,
Yeah.
but um, yeah, my wife and I just took a cruise. Oh, and my son to Alaska a couple weeks ago, and I'm not too fond of the cruises.
Yeah, I've never been zero interest in a cruise.
I describe it like prison with restaurants and shopping.
Yeah, I just have no interest in a cruise. People
Yeah.
try to talk me in, and I'm just no, no thanks, no thanks.
Yeah.
That's cool. So what do you think is next? What's sort of next for the channel? What are your channel goals? I mean, I'm assuming we've already talked about hit that first threshold of 1,000, get to
Yeah. I want to get to
that
the
threshold.
monetized point. That should happen within the next 2 months here. If I keep going like I am, but then I mean I want to get into filming again, really get into it. I got some guests lined up. There's a couple firefighters that want to come on. I'm gonna
Nice.
bring my dad on, which the kind of the catch from my dad is he's an ex-convict, so
I
it's
saw you
gonna
saying that you have a video come out with the ex-convict, and I'm like,
yeah.
I was wondering, like, I wonder who that is.
So it's funny because he's never been on camera and he's played 2 rounds of golf in the last 20 years, I think. So I think we'll do like a scramble type thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, I want to keep bringing people onto the channel. That's what I really was interested in from the beginning. Um, my little I do like little instructional videos too. I'm not a pro golfer by any means, but I've played a lot of sports. I've done a lot of things, and I've you know learned how to progress in these things.
yep,
Luckily, with golf, even when I first started playing, I was never that guy that was like, a 35 handicap. I was always able to get the ball around the course just fine.
yeah.
Not really scoring, but shooting mid 90s when I first started playing. It wasn't that hard. It's still hard, but I'm not one of these guys that was shooting like 140. So
Yeah,
so it kind of came a little bit more natural. But yeah, I've always had to put in a lot of work to all the other sports I did with the motocross and everything. So I like doing those little instructional videos too. And I try to like not give any swing advice because I'm not a pro. It's more like practice advice.
I can tell people what I feel works for me, but I would never
Right.
feel confident saying this is definitely what you have to do.
Yeah. It's
This is
like
the
being
field. This is the field that you should have. I'm like, I don't know if I want to
yeah.
say that.
It's like when you go to a course and then like you're beating a guy, right? And but you hit a bad shot and he's like, "Oh, it's because your shoulders low," or
Yeah,
he
yeah,
try
yeah,
to give you tips and you're like, "I'm playing better than you right now." you know?
yeah, yeah. I
But
always I always have it ready, just loaded, and I say, I really appreciate you taking the time to try to share that with me. I will let you know, even though this isn't true, but now everybody's going to know because I'm saying it on the internet. I will. I always just say I'm seeing a coach. Like I'm
yeah.
just doing. I'm just doing what the coach. I just want to stick with one coach. I really, your advice sounds great, but I want to stick with one coach.
Yeah. I've heard that before. I'm seeing somebody.
Yeah, yeah. So what's the this is like one of the last questions I have for you is what is the one video that you really, really want to make? You're not sure if you'll ever get to make it.
Tiger Woods? No.
That's a
um,
legit, right?
you know what? That's a tough question. Um, I'm happy with getting any content out at this point. Um, man, I'd have to think about that.
Yeah,
I've never actually thought about that. Like if I had the golden opportunity to shoot anything I wanted to. Um, I'm excited about the one with my dad because I didn't spend a lot of time with my dad when I was a kid, and I always wanted to play golf with my dad.
yeah,
So this one is going to be kind of we've always had this kind of rocky relationship, but as I've gotten older, we're starting to get closer. I actually moved him out here. He was living in Colorado, not doing well, so I'm like, just come out here.
all
My
right.
buddy's got a farm in Willamina. You can stay on his farm. So I helped him get out here, and so now he's here. And I think that will be my most like proud
Yeah.
video I think I'll do.
We have some really weird symmetries. And they keep coming up in this conversation because that's the video that I want to make is with my dad.
Yeah,
Um,
it makes me
I
want to like tear up a little bit.
yeah, I understand that. And that's totally cool. So my dad always wanted me to play golf with him when I was a kid, and I hated golf as a kid. I didn't want to play
Yeah.
as a kid. Um, but my dad also has a unique situation. He grew up, his parents owned a golf course, and he grew up in an apartment above the pro shop. The golf course you've probably heard of is Gearhart.
Yep.
So, so my dad grew up, his parents owned the Gearhart golf course from the 50s up into the 70s. And so I grew up my whole life going over there and him wanting to take me out on an awesome course, right? The oldest course they claim, oldest course west of the Mississippi, right? The first links course really in Oregon, and I never wanted to do it. And the only time he could ever get me out there was like maybe on Father's Day, I'd go play, or I would say, "I'll caddy for you, but you have to pay me."
Yeah.
Little kid, I want $5. I want $5, and all I could do was carry his clubs. I didn't know what I was doing, right? But
Yeah.
the video I would love to make, and he lives in Texas now. He was just up here. We didn't get the chance to go over. I would love to. He's like 76 now, and not going to be many more opportunities for us to go walk that course, play it, and get all of his stories
Yeah.
because it's got that it now has a huge McMenamins awesome clubhouse there, and it's got pictures, and half of those pictures came from my dad and his brother and sister, and it's of the like the golden era sort of the golf course, and I want to go have him tell stories as we walk around. Not about the golf. It's
But
about
you wanna
all the
be at
shit.
that you wanna be at that course, though?
Yeah, at that course. Because
Yeah.
I mean, there are stories on every hole. Like, oh,
Yeah.
there's always stories about, in high school we had a kid, we threw a kegger out here, in the middle of the night, and we got caught by the superintendent and the sheriff came out and blah blah blah. There's just awesome stories, awesome stories.
Yeah.
And to hear his perspective on kind of growing up in that era on that course, would be really cool and something for me to have and share, which I think would be fun. So
Yeah, and then it will live on forever,
yeah, yeah.
as long as YouTube's around or you have your hard drive, you know what I mean? It's like
Here's the best part is my younger sister is a professional videographer, editor. She does like mostly ads and documentaries and things like that. But like this is what she does for a living and she's amazing at it. And I really want her to come up and shoot it. I'm
oh,
like,
that'd be so fun.
please come up and shoot it. Just make this like
Man,
amazing because she really would make it amazing. But that's a lot of work. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but that's what I want to make. So
yeah.
um okay, so Sid, my last question for you. What didn't I ask you that maybe you would have wished I would have asked you, or that you were really prepared to answer, something that you thought I was going to ask you? Is there anything that I should have asked you?
You give me way too much credit for thinking stuff through.
You stayed on
Uh,
track. You stayed on track the whole time. You
I'm
did good
kind of
job.
like a just go with the wind type of person, even when it comes to, work and YouTube and everything, I just kind of
Yeah. Roll
I'm
with it.
all over the place. So, I really tried not to prepare for this just to make it feel a little bit more natural, but,
Yeah.
uh, I mean, we covered
We covered a lot.
I'm sure there's more I could tell, but I won't be able to think of it on the spot.
That's all right. That's all right. I mean,
We'll have to
that
do it
means
again.
yeah, they'll have to do it again. It means I kind of maybe did a little bit of my job and got a lot of the information, a lot of the stories and stuff out of you, a lot of your perspective. And it really was fun talking to you. I've been watching your videos, like I said, since at least since the Wildwood video got posted. And I don't, what was that, 4 years ago, something
Yeah,
like
it's
that?
probably pushing 5 years now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think you're in 5-year territory, and so I've been following you for a long time. And when I discovered, hey, there actually is somebody that lives in the area that's making videos, and there's I
yeah.
think maybe 3 or 4 of us, and that's it. I got really excited, and so it's been pretty cool getting to chat with you in the comment sections and stuff like that. But this is takes it to the next level. It's really fun sitting down and seeing you in the face and getting this live dialogue. And I think the next step, clearly and obviously, is for us to get out on the course and play a round together.
Yeah.
Whether we're recording or not recording, posting or not posting, I don't care. But I think we need to get out and play a little bit of golf together and
I
just
talk about
continue.
it all the time with my wife, she's probably sick of hearing it. I'm like, "I need to get with Mike, and we need to go either just get to know each other or film some
Yeah,
stuff,"
yeah.
just yeah, I wanna do that.
Okay, I'm gonna follow up this video with an email, and we're gonna put together a date. We're gonna get a range of dates here that will work for us, and we'll get out and play. And maybe the folks watching this will see that video. Maybe there'll be a video there. Maybe there won't, but it'll be a good time.
Yeah, we need to figure out how to do the actual collab type of stuff, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And
I
yep,
really
and
appreciate you having me on, it's been
yep,
a blast.
yeah,
I've loosened up a little bit now.
yeah. You're doing great. There's no
The
lag in the video either. It's going
yeah,
great.
okay, I was gonna ask you that, I didn't
Yeah,
wanna, like,
no,
put it in the middle of our conversation, but yeah, good.
no, it resolved right away, and this has been fantastic. It's been everything I hoped. Um, I'm hoping to string together many, many, many of these because I subscribe and watch a lot of YouTube golf, a lot of smaller channels that I think would love to get on and just talk golf and talk YouTube. And so I really appreciate you being willing to be one of the first couple of folks to take a
My
flyer
pleasure.
to
Yeah,
take a
my
flyer with
pleasure.
me and jump on here. So, all right.
Yeah.
Everybody else out there watching, thank you. Subscribe. It's Sydney Ray Golf, right? I got it right.
Yes, Sydney
Sydney Ray
Regal.
Golf or Culture Golf, but Sydney Ray Golf.
Yeah.
Subscribe, like, watch his videos, everything else. And come back on Thursday night. I can't promise it's going to be pretty, but you're going to see what's in my bag. A little bit of left-handed, a little bit of right-handed, some stories that are in there, why they're there, how I use them, how much they cost. I can't wait to show everybody how much my whole bag costs and break it down by cost per cost per handicap stroke.
Yeah, that'll be
my
fun.
my new metric. So, all right.
Yeah.
Good night, Sid. Thank you. This has been
Alright.
fantastic. Good night to all the viewers.
Thanks,
See you in
Mike.
the next one. All right.